there's still hope for a manual transmission Prelude, even though the new Prelude hasn't even released yet. I was just reading this article about the new 2026 Honda Prelude, which is set to be released sometime this year. So sometime in 2025, probably later 2025, we're going to be seeing the new Prelude on the roads, hopefully. So that's amazing. Definitely excited about that. And I know a lot of people are saying it's a CVT or an eCVT. It's not manual. Who cares? And I have to say that there is actually still hope out there for a manual, and I'm still holding out hope for a Type S or a Type R Prelude, and this article somewhat hints towards maybe a performance model Prelude. So it says here, there's still hope for a manual Prelude. This is amazing, and I'm really excited to actually read this. This article is from April 2025. It's not the newest article, but it's definitely not an old article. It says, while the new Prelude will most likely feature a hybrid system paired with CVT, according to the model's project manager, there's hope for a manual Prelude yet. In a recent interview with Autocar, he expressed his love for the manual transmission and its importance for the Honda brand, potentially hinting at a future manual transmission Prelude. This is very exciting, and also, I'm not sure about this, but if we got a manual transmission in the new Prelude, does that mean we would have to lose the hybrid system? That's a good question. He said, "The joy of driving is a top priority for us," he explains. "I really love manual vehicles, and I can only say that it would be something I'd like for the Prelude. With a manual transmission, it would be a very fun vehicle to be with." And this was a quote from Honda Prelude project manager. So he's basically saying he loves manual transmissions and he would like to see the Prelude with a manual transmission. Now, hopefully this is a hint for future trims for the new Prelude. Hopefully we get a Type S, a Type R. Obviously that is really reaching, but I mean, even I would take an SI, just an SI Prelude that was full gas powered, and I would seriously think about buying one. It says, whether this ends with the new Prelude's simulated shifts or the car eventually does get a true manual transmission, only time will tell. Now, I'm thinking it's not going to be simulated shifts, but who knows? Honda is probably testing different ways of making a fake manual transmission that feels like a real one, and you basically feel like you're in a real manual transmission car. But I doubt that anytime in the next year or two. We might see this on EVs in the future though. Also, let's not forget that this new Prelude is actually based off of the Civic platform, which would, I would think, make it easier for Honda to drop in the Type R or any of the Civic engines. So also, these are some specs that are speculated for the new Prelude. It says 2.0 liter hybrid inline 4 and 2 electric motors, 204 horsepower, possibly up to 250, which, by the way guys, I believe the last generation, I think the Prelude Type S was like 207 horsepower for the fast Prelude. So this really is a base Prelude that is coming out at first, at least. 204 horsepower is decent, and you'll definitely be able to get around, but you're not going to be breaking any records or even really beating anything that's sporty. So torque is 232 foot-pounds of torque, possibly up to 280, and 0 to 60 is 6 seconds. It says one of the biggest questions the community had about the Prelude is whether it will get an ICE engine, and if it will be the new Civic Type R's turbocharged K20C1 producing 320 horsepower. The answer is a resounding no, at least for the foreseeable future. Instead, the Prelude will rely on the brand's well-established two-motor hybrid system that powers the current gen Civic or Accord. It's an Atkinson Cycle 2.0 liter inline 4 that also integrates the brand's famous VTEC technology. Now, obviously, this is going to be for the release, but I mean, the Integra actually came out with, I believe, the SI's 1.5 liter dual overhead cam VTEC turbo engine, and then they came out with the Type R's engine later on, and everyone was begging for it. It says, and while we don't know whether the new Prelude will get this exact version of the engine in the new Civic, the powertrain delivers a healthy 204 horsepower and 232 pound-feet. Very decent for a daily commuter, but incredibly underwhelming for a dedicated two-door sports car like a Prelude. Even the previous 5th gen model produced in the 90s did away with more power than that. If this powertrain does make it into the Prelude, we at least expect it to be uptuned to match or exceed the new GR86's 228 horsepower. GR86 is decently powered. It's not the most powerful, obviously, but it's still decent, and hopefully the Prelude comes out with more horsepower than this. Especially since the Prelude is going to have a hybrid system, it's probably going to be pretty heavy for a small two-door, but I don't know, I could be wrong. The new Prelude is going to have this new mode, which is S+, which should be a sportier mode for the new Prelude. Here's the new Prelude's interior. Looks like the Civic, and I don't know, it kind of looks like a Civic and an Acura mixed, maybe? I don't know. I believe the Acura ADX actually has vents like this that don't go all the way across. And then it kind of has the Civic steering wheel. I like the interior. Honda's interiors, especially now, are looking great, and they definitely have upgraded the feel and the looks of them. Here are the seats. Definitely some sporty seats. I like the design. Here's the center console with that S+. And then here's the lift back. Looks really cool, actually. This looks like something like a Porsche or something. It looks great. It says Honda still hasn't announced an official release date for the new Prelude, but it's expected to debut in America towards the end of 2025 or early 2026 for the 26 model year. But despite its expected arrival date nearing, we still have no official pricing. All signs of sourcing point to this being an entry-level coupe positioned up opposite of the Civic Si and well under the new Civic Type R models, obviously. With this in mind, we expect the MSRP to land between $31,400, which is what the new Civic Si costs, and roughly $38,000 in America. So a lot of people are saying the new Prelude would be great if it didn't have hybrid. Who knows what we're going to see, guys? Let me know in the comments below. I have made videos about this new Prelude looking great, but obviously, hopefully we get a sporty variant versus this hybrid version. I mean, I'm not against hybrid, but I don't want a hybrid for a sporty weekend car. I want an SI or a Type R or a Type S, and hopefully we get a full gas powered turboed variant of this Prelude to really see what this car can be capable of. I have read that this car is somewhat the size of the GR86, and that really is cool because the GR86 is a good looking small sports car, two-door coupe, and I'm really excited about this car, but I really hope that Honda does just like with the Integra and they release better variants and better versions of this car for the future. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think about this. Let me know if you guys think that this new Prelude will get a manual transmission in the future and if it will get a sportier version of it as well. And I'll see you guys on the next video.